China says it is against any new...
Alright, like I have said in the past, it is amazing. I've known and I have been of the opinion that the United States or the West would use the Haarp weapon, and I put some videos outlining how this weapon works in practice, and I knew that the powers that be would strive to use the Haarp weapon against the demonstrators in New York to try and curtail them or stop them from hijacking their plan. There were going to be demonstrations, but the demonstrations had to be on the parameters of these neocons, these satanists that are trying to create a new world order. But unfortunately, the awakening has gone not according to their plan. People are not protesting against the hardships. They are protesting against the real problem, which is the government that are in place. Now, I had no doubt in my mind that the government would try and use the Haarp weapon to try and stop the demonstrators. Now, I put a piece on YouTube some weeks ago where I said the weather system that is affecting America had been boxed in. I thought maybe there was something that was going to be done to change that, but unfortunately no. Have a look at this weather. This is the 11th of November, and this is what the weather system looks like over America. Right? I've talked about the weather being boxed into America. Now you can see these small dots over there, one there, another one there, another one there. Now these are the systems that are controlling the weather that is affecting America right now. Now I'm going to keep this zoomed in. I'm going to zoom in a bit to give you a clearer picture of what is happening in your country. This is it. There are the 4 centers of the satellites that are controlling your weather, boxing it in to cause the typical Haarp signature that we have in affecting America now. Now, I'm going to close in on this system here, right at the bottom, right here, and about there, which is responsible for most of the hurricanes that we've experienced or that we have been seeing around America and the funny weather, this system here. And that one, which I've always referred to as the 40th parallel, that's the one that is responsible for most. Hurricane Katrina, that's responsible for the snow that's currently over New York. Sorry. And it's also responsible for the weather that is, the earthquakes that we've seen around the region, Haiti and the like. It's the same satellite. Now, let me pause and bring the picture a bit closer. Now, what I'm going to try and do is focus on this system here. So that system that is over Ottawa and Washington, that's the one that has been dishing the snow over this area here, which is the mainly populated area and the area where you find most of the demonstrations. Now, this weather system does not move. It has not moved for weeks. It has not moved for weeks. This point is where the satellite that's controlling the Haarp is. Now, I'm going to move this thing a bit up to show you the other point that is responsible for this. Right, that is the northernmost point. This other one on the other corner there. Now, you'll find that this weather system also is not moving. It doesn't matter how many days it takes, but this weather system will still remain there. And you see the parallel lines that I've always been talking about that never move. This line here and that one. Those lines don't move. They don't move at all. And then if we move the satellite picture to the other system center that is controlling, which is this one here, that's where most of the hurricanes originate around about here. Now this system is also fixed. Now there is supposedly a satellite or a Haarp station somewhere around this area here, which is responsible for all the hurricanes that have been coming up this region here, the Gulf of Mexico. And now you can see those parallel lines that I've been talking about in the past that are oriented towards that line. They are the lines, and this is the orientation. Now this is where the Haarp signature, the magnetic signature, is coming from, and is oriented towards the 48th parallel. Every video, every document that you look at where this weapon is being used to control weather, the signature is always the same. Now I can close this and bring this a bit closer. Looking for the system wire. Okay. Now this is where the system is centered. That is where just above the Dominican Republic. See, the same thing now having been blown up. These weather lines don't move. I'll move my pen, they remain parallel. The orientation remains the same. Now these are the weapons that are going to end our time. Now if we don't fight against them, and we keep focusing on the nuclear bombs that can only kill a few hundred, as opposed to weapons that can destroy the entire human population through earthquakes, through floods, through hurricanes, through funny weather, and people have found a way to play God. This is not moving. It's not going to move anyway. And those lines remain true no matter how many weeks it takes, whether if there's a weather system they want to use. Now what I will tell you is that there's going to be a major either hurricane or earthquake within the next few days following the incident with the Russian satellite launch or the shuttle launch. Now there's something that these people are doing with these shuttles. They are spreading dirt in the atmosphere to create an additional metal hydroscopic nuclei that they can use to increase the magnetic conductivity of the atmosphere and to increase the particles that the wind that they're playing around with, or the moisture they're playing around with, can hold on to the hydroscopic nuclei that these air particles attach themselves to. And at the same time, they're spreading toxic fuels, metallic fuels in the atmosphere to increase the conductivity of the atmosphere so that their weapons that use electromagnetic pulsing can be more effective in influencing our weather systems. Now, anybody who has done any science, any credibility or anything, will know that this thing can be checked backwards. Now, I'm going to move this from this front to the other front that's at the top. That's the 48th parallel towards where this thing is oriented, which is round about there. You just follow the lines, they will lead you to the satellite. Now I'll reduce the picture a bit so as to give you, alright, that satellite is not moving. It has not moved for weeks. That weather system has not moved for weeks. It has been sitting over Ottawa for weeks. And that is where the main satellite that is based, that is causing all these weather upsets, is based. Right there. You see, all this snow that's on the periphery of the system is just as a result of the fallout from the controlled diverted airflow, or the Gulf Stream, that has been diverted from the northern cold regions to come and cause snow over the Americas, specifically the areas that have the highest concentration of the demonstrations. Check this out. This is my report. You have seen for yourselves what these weather systems can do, or this weapon can do. Check it out on the internet. Check it out on the website. And get the information, get the knowledge, go out, protest against these weapons, stop this new world order that is trying to take over our lives and take over the world weather system. This is Nkosi signing out.